Hello, I'm Lara Koçarsan and this is Newsfeed, your dose of what people are talking about online. Leading filmmakers are calling it the biggest shift in Hollywood since the dawn of sound. AI-generated video is here, and whether it's the future of cinema or the end is still up for debate. Just 2 years ago, actors and writers shut down Hollywood, striking for protection against artificial intelligence. Now, that very technology is seeping into films, TV, and even video games. At this year's Oscars, AI wasn't just a topic of conversation, it was part of the winning formula. Emilia Perez and the Brutales used AI to alter voices, and even Adrian Brody's award-winning performance was fine-tuned with AI to perfect his Hungarian accent.
You know that Darth Vader's voice in Obi-Wan Kenobi wasn't actually James Earl Jones? It was AI generated. They worked with a company called Respeecher, which took old recordings of James Earl Jones and trained an AI model to perfectly replicate his voice. Which means that Disney now has a digital version of Vader's voice that they can use forever, without needing to recast. And it's not just voices. AI has also been used to de-age Harrison Ford in the latest Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny movie. Lucasfilm used this technology to scan through decades of old footage of Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones and as Han Solo, then created a digital mask to overlay onto his current performance. And it's not just a simple face filter either. The AI recreates skin textures, lighting, adjusting to the way his face moves to make it look real. At this point, actors might not even have to age out of roles anymore. Studios can just de-age them indefinitely. And if that's not enough, there's the movie Where the Robots Grow, the first fully AI-generated feature film that came out in 2024. No cameras, no animators, AI tools for generating everything. The studio, called Animation Studios, made this movie using entirely AI-generated assets, motion capture, and some human cleanup, but there's no traditional film crew behind.
Time was roughly 87 minutes long, and it cost $8,000 per minute to produce this AI film. That would make the total cost of this movie about $696,000. Now let's compare that to a low-budget TV animation. That could cost anywhere from, on the low end, $10,000 per minute to $20,000 per minute on the high end. But let's assume an equivalent 87-minute long run time for argument's sake. So that would mean on the low end of this animation budget, you would still be paying like what, $870,000?
But not everyone is convinced this is a creative revolution. Tech companies like OpenAI and Google are facing lawsuits from writers, actors, and news organizations who say their work was stolen to train AI. Studios like Disney and Universal, who own massive content libraries, have been urged to take legal action, but so far haven't. At the center of the battle, a fight over copyright. Tech giants argue that training AI on existing films and TV shows is essential for US national security, claiming they will lose the AI race to China without it. They want the government to declare copyrighted works fair use for AI training, opening the door to scrapping everything from Mickey Mouse to The Matrix. Filmmakers warn it's a direct threat to the industry, and many fear what it could mean for the future.
According to a study by the Animation Guild, by 2026, more than 118,000 animation jobs will be affected in the US to be consolidated, replaced, or eliminated by generative AI. Jeffrey Katzenberg, the co-founder of DreamWorks, even said that AI will eliminate 90% of artist jobs on animated films.
The drama surrounding South Korean actor Kim So-yoon shows no sign of stopping. He has been facing a backlash for a couple of weeks now since the death of Kim Se-ron. She is said to have been underage when he was dating her. Additionally, his agency is accused of pressuring her to repay a loan she owed him. So-yoon has denied all allegations from the start, but the controversy continues to grow. 24-year-old Se-ron tragically took her life on So-yoon's birthday on February 16th. Her family claims her death is linked to So-yoon. After weeks of silence and threats directed at Se-ron's family from his agency, So-yoon finally appeared at a press briefing. He cried for minutes, did not take any questions, and basically said nothing. Netizens are not buying it.
He touched on the point where he previously lied, denying dating Kim Se-ron after she posted the story while Queen of Tears was airing. Basically said that if he were to go back in time and that were to happen again, he would have done the same thing.
There's a viral post in response to Kim Se-hyun's press conference called "The Fundamental Credibility Issue with Kim Se-hyun's Press Conference." By his own admission, Kim Se-hyun exists first and foremost as a celebrity where billions of won depend on his image. His claim that this pressure forced him to lie is understandable, but here's the issue. He cried, asking for understanding about being forced to lie, and then said he'd do it again if he could go back. So how can anyone trust this press conference isn't another calculated performance?
He also shared an audio file of gold medalist contacting Kim Se-ron's new agency about the second notice that the agency sent about the death. And basically, the legal team is telling Kim Se-ron's legal team at her new agency that we have to send this notice for legal purposes. We're not trying to scare you or threaten you, and please tell Kim Se-ron this as well. He also strongly emphasized and denied dating Kim Se-ron while she was a minor. He said that yes, even though I do live a life of a celebrity where we have a mask on, doesn't mean that everything he says is a lie and that he should be able to say what's wrong is wrong. Also shared that he submitted physical evidence, screenshots of his as well as his friends to prove that he didn't date Se-ron when she was a minor.
I don't believe for 1 second of this man's apology at that press conference or whatever he went to, because when this all first came out, he denied the allegations so hard. He didn't even bother to show up to her funeral, and now you're telling me all of a sudden he wants to apologize while referring to himself as Star Kim Se-hyun. Those tears, that's exactly how he cries in every single drama.
Meanwhile, K-pop is dealing with a crisis of its own. Once a global powerhouse with BTS, Blackpink, sold-out stadiums, and viral hits, the industry now seems to be in trouble. BTS members are in the military, New Jeans is caught in a legal war, and even South Korean fans seem to have moved on. Blackpink's solo projects have had mixed success, while K-pop labels push pricey fan subscriptions as Western audiences drift toward artists with real creative control. The industry is at a crossroads, and just when things couldn't get messier, an alleged former YG Entertainment employee has leaked explosive information about K-pop agencies, igniting yet another scandal.
Now, all of this was posted on Discord, and shortly after, several videos of the original Blackpink lineup, which consists of 7 members, started circulating online. The videos show the members performing a dance practice. Now, this person also leaked the unreleased music video for Don't Know What to Do. Now, it's not just YG that's being targeted as part of this major leak. It's every single major K-pop company, including HYBE, SM, and JYP. Now, all of this is still very fresh, but a lot of this content is being circulated online.
Do I actually believe that they have that much amount of terabyte information on all these different companies? No. Am I seeing all the pre-debut dance practice clips that are being leaked? Yes. Am I seeing everybody using the N-word? Also, yes.
US diplomats abroad will now start scoring the social media accounts of prospective visitors to America. The order comes from US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and the aim is to bar visa applicants who have been critical of the US and Israel's war on Gaza. This comes days after Turkish PhD student Rümeysa Öztürk was snatched in broad daylight by masked men while walking on a Boston street. She's accused of supporting Hamas in an opinion piece for her university paper. Rümeysa has denied the allegations and remains in detention. Rubio laid out the new instructions to the diplomatic missions on March 25th. It's part of President Donald Trump's executive order to start deporting foreigners deemed to have hostile attitudes towards American citizens, culture, government, institutions, or founding principles. Since Trump took office, the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, has embarked on an aggressive crackdown on illegal residents. More than 10,000 illegal immigrants have been arrested across the U.S. Some say the figures could be higher as authorities have not shared much information. With arrests and crackdowns becoming a daily reality in the U.S., neighbors are helping and educating those who may be affected.
If they don't have a warrant, you do not need to talk to them.
You don't have to answer their questions.
You do not have to answer any questions. Let them slide the warrant under the door. Or put it up to the window.
Where you can see it
It
clearly.
has to be signed by a judge. They can have their own warrants that are not signed by a judge.
They're not valid.
They are not valid.
Shut up, guys!
Good morning, community. There's members of ICE here for not opening the doors. They are not allowed to go in unless they have a judicial warrant signed by a judge that they have to go through your windows. Don't open the doors.
Shut up, guys!
I don't care.
Under strict orders from President Trump to increase national security and screen who enters the US, border officials are now searching travelers' phones and electronic devices. The searches are non-negotiable and apply to all people entering the country, including US citizens. If officials are dissatisfied, citizens can have their devices confiscated, and foreigners will be denied entry into the US.
Important travel alert. If you're traveling to the United States, whether you're a tourist, on a work visa, a green card, even some US citizens, they will confiscate your phone. They will ask to search your phone. And they're looking for the following particular things. Did you post or say anything against this government? Any photos, any articles, anything negative? Did you participate in any demonstration, human rights support, or support any organizations that this government deemed legal or terrorists? Any of such findings could lead to your detention, prolonged questioning, and potentially even sent to immigration jail. This happened already to tourists, visa holders, and obviously green card holders. Even US citizens are being requested to surrender their phones. If you want to avoid any inconvenience, do not travel with your phone, use a burner phone, or simply check in your phone in your luggage.
They want to go through your phone. Can they do so? Yes, they can search your phone, laptop, computers, devices without probable cause, without a warrant. They can do a basic manual search where they ask you for your phone, ask you to unlock it, and then go through its contents, or they can do an advanced search where they can use forensic software, attach it to your phone, and then extract its data. And for that, they need reasonable suspicion, but they still don't need a warrant. If you refuse to unlock your phone and you're a US citizen, they can't deny you access into the country, but your phone may be detained. But if you're a non-citizen or a green card holder, they could deny you access to the US for not giving them your password. So if this all concerns you, do not travel with your normal cell phone. Back up and wipe your devices before traveling. And lastly, turn off Face ID. Make it so that you can only get into your phone if you enter a password.
No crumbs were left behind when cake lovers gathered for a sugary buffet in San Francisco recently. The rules were simple. Concept was no cake, no entry. Just bring a cake you can bake, buy, or borrow. The cake picnic was started last year by Elisa Sunga. This year, 1,387 sweet treats were on offer.
If you can believe it, there were over 1,000 cakes at Legion of Honor. People came from all parts of the city and even the country to bring their favorite cake. It is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I've never seen so many cakes. This is so cute. I'm a huge cake lover, so I brought a strawberry shortcake, but there were just rows and rows and rows of cake, and there were so many different designs and flavors. And the best part is that you get to try any cake that you want.
I need to walk down every single aisle and look at every single cake.
I was like, wait, do we need a game plan? Because each group only gets 6 minutes to pick their cake slices. I know it's not that serious, but at the same time, there were so many pretty and good-looking cakes that I needed to get as many of them as I could. It's so funny, we were all clutching our boxes waiting for them to say go. A moment for all these cakes. They said go and I started frantically running down the aisles, and then I saw this stunning passion fruit cake for my first slice. It was a dream to go around just cutting cake slices. My cakes that I got. Raspberry, spumoni,
Jasmine.
There were so many good ones, but if anyone knows who made this spumoni cake, it was the best ever and I need to contact them.
And that's our show. Find our latest stuff on YouTube and do subscribe to our channel. See you soon.